Hey guys, welcome back to another Phoenix Rising YouTube video. I just want to leave all the personal crap that I'm going through behind right now. I'm not going to worry about it. But I wanted to make this video today talking to you guys about something very interesting that me, my aunt, my sister recently came to realize, or that I, should have realized being a fan of this series. And that is a Harry Potter theory that we've started kind of piecing together, and that is in Prisoner of Azkaban, when Harry's walking down that hallway looking at the Marauders map, and it shows Peter Pettigrew, and it shows Dumbledore, and it shows all these different people on the map. If you look on the map, it clearly shows that Newt Scamander is in Hogwarts. Why would Newt need to be there during Harry's third year? Well, let's rewind this back to Harry's second year. Hagrid is the Care for Magical Creatures professor and loves magical creatures. Well, in year 2, Chamber of Secrets, what does Hagrid end up getting? He ends up getting a dragon from a fellow that he got it from a fellow that he was playing cards with in a pub. He beat this guy in a card game, and this guy gave him a dragon egg. Well, he also had Fluffy the three-headed Cerberus, and where did he get that from? In my opinion, Newt Scamander. But anyways, back to Newt being in Hogwarts in year 3. Well, this ties directly into Crimes of Grindelwald, and I believe what's going to happen for the rest of the Fantastic Beasts series. At the end of Crimes of Grindelwald, obviously, he gets the blood pact for Dumbledore. Well, Dumbledore is going to sit here and try to think of ways to destroy it, and there's one object in the Harry Potter world that we know for a fact can destroy dark magical objects, and that is the Sword of Godric Gryffindor. But the interesting thing is, the Sword of Godric Gryffindor that Dumbledore has in Fantastic Beasts is not the Sword of Gryffindor that he needs. The Sword of Gryffindor that he needs is all the way in the future, because the Sword of Godric Gryffindor in the future is infused with basilisk venom. The sword takes in what it has destroyed. So that means that Newt Scamander has gone forwards in time to get the Sword of Gryffindor out of Dumbledore's office to allow Dumbledore to destroy the Blood Pact. Because in my opinion, I feel like the Blood Pact is Gellerick Grindelwald's version of a Horcrux, which would essentially mean that McGonagall being in Fantastic Beasts Crimes of Grindelwald isn't as confusing as it seems, because that would mean that perhaps, possibly, either Newt Scamander leaves her his time turner, or McGonagall gets a time turner from the future. Because if you realize it, if you go back and you read the Cursed Child stories as well, Harry and them go back in time to the night that Harry's parents were killed. So if Harry and them go back in time in Cursed Child, what is leaving Newt to not go forwards in time? Because in my opinion, it's making no sense as to how they're going to destroy the Blood Pact, because obviously Dumbledore is not going to be able to do it, because the Blood Pact is obviously tied to his blood and Grindelwald's blood. It's preventing those two from fighting each other. It's very similar to the prophecy that Harry and Voldemort had, which is neither can live while the other survives. It's very similar. I feel as if Newt being shown on the map in Prisoner of Azkaban was J.K. Rowling's intentions and Warner Brothers' intentions to kind of hint at maybe there's been some time travel involved here. Now, granted, Newt Scamander was alive during that time, but he was retired, so maybe he was just meeting up with Dumbledore. But if you look at the map, him and Dumbledore are nowhere near each other. So in my opinion, I feel as if Newt Scamander has gone forwards in time to take the future Sword of Godric Gryffindor and take it into the past to use that to destroy the Blood Pact, allowing Voldemort and Grindelwald to fight. Do I think we're going to see this in the third movie? No. I feel like that this is probably going to end up happening in the fourth movie, leading into the battle. Now, another theory, as with Newt, is I feel as if someone along the lines on the good side is going to have to die. And I feel as if there's a possibility that it could end up being Queenie. And the reason why I think that is, well, she's blindly following Grindelwald into the fact that Grindelwald said, if you follow me, I can give you whatever you want. You can marry your No-Maj. I feel as if a battle's going to ensue between Dumbledore, Grindelwald, Aurelius. It's gonna be Grindelwald, Aurelius, and Queenie. And on the other side, it's going to be Newt, Tina, and Dumbledore. And near the end of the battle, I feel as if Grindelwald's going to turn his wand on Jacob, and either Queenie jumps in the way, basically sacrificing herself for Jacob to live, which would really be kind of interesting in that aspect, or Tina ends up accidentally killing Queenie. Because I feel like I definitely see the connection between Queenie and Snape. Is the fact that Snape fell in love with a Muggle-born, and basically the Marauders took that away from her and took that away from him. And there's a lot of parallels. Queenie fell in love with a No-Maj, and the society won't allow it, and blood purity, and so forth and so on. And so I feel as if either Queenie's going to die a hero's death, or she's going to die a fool's death. But the really interesting thing is, I want to see whether or not Ariana Dumbledore is going to be in Fantastic Beasts, because obviously, if you think about this, Aurelius is obviously an Obscurist. Well, he has to be an Obscurist from someone. And if he's a Dumbledore and his name is Aurelius, which I'm pretty sure means silver, Ariana means gold, Ariana has created the Obscurist of Aurelius. And I feel as if I kind of feel as if the story of Ariana Dumbledore is going to be extremely different in this, because they've kind of already, with Aurelius, somewhat possibly changed the outcome of this to where I feel like Ariana's not going to die in the duel between Aberforth, Albus, and Grindelwald. I feel as if she's going to end up being killed by Aurelius, and that eventually turns Albus into essentially a killer. I feel like Albus is going to end up smiting Aurelius down because he killed Ariana. The way that Dumbledore is portrayed and Jude Law is portrayed as Dumbledore in Fantastic Beasts is really interesting to me, because it feels like it kind of feels like we might actually get to see a little bit of a darker side of Dumbledore when he's fighting with Grindelwald and when he's going through all this, because he doesn't want to fight Gellert, obviously. He doesn't want to. He knows he has to, but he doesn't want to. And I feel as if we're finally going to get to see a side of Dumbledore that we've never seen, besides the manipulative old coot who manipulated everything within Harry's life 50 years later, so forth and so on. But yeah, those were a couple theories. That's my mindset for going into Fantastic Beasts 3, and I'm really, really intrigued about the idea of what they can do with this story and what they can do going into the future with the Harry Potter franchise, because Tom Felton recently said in interviews he does not believe that the Harry Potter franchise is just going to stop with this. And I agree with that. I believe that it's going to go further into more backstories of more characters, and I'm actually going to have an idea of what possibly the next 3 movies could possibly be. And I feel like I'm going to go into the possibility of the rumors that I've also been hearing about them rebooting the franchise, which is going to be really interesting if they do. And I have an idea on that I want to make a video about in the near future. Anyways, this has been my ramblings about Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, fan theories. It was all over the place, I know. Anyways, see you in the next video.